What's up, Internet? This is Chris from Abstract Tiger Productions once again with a brand spanking new episode of Classic Gaming. Today's game is One Must Fall 2097. This was made by Epic Megagames back in 1994. However, since then, in February of 2000, or actually February of 1999, it became freeware, so you can pick this up, at places like DOS Games Archive.com and ClassicDOSGames.com. It is a kind of a Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat style fighting game, and it's got several different game modes. It's got a single player campaign mode that you can play through, pick from one of 10 different characters. It has a story. It kind of goes along with each different character. You pick the robot that you want to fight with, and then you have to fight your way through the remaining characters and whatnot. It's a pretty much of a simple thing, campaign. Not really too in depth on the story, from what I remember, but it does give you a little bit of a chance to play with each of the different kinds of robots you can have. I'm using a shadow here, which is one of my favorites, along with a lot of the style of games that this is based on. The fighting style, each robot has its own special moves that you can discover and make use of. Majority of them have 3 moves. The Shadow and the Nova robots each have 4. So that's a little bit of an added bonus there. Let's see. Thinking. Okay. Of course, once the fight's over, you get the kind of the breakdown. The tournament play, which is what I spent most of my time in, is where you can actually create a pilot, kind of like you or whatever, type a name in here, and you basically challenge any of the go through. It's kind of like a career type of thing. Of course, then you got 4 different avatars you can select from. And then, of course, once you do that, you select what difficulty level you want to do. And based on which level, on the hard or above, if you do any of the destruction moves, you can get challenged by some special unranked challengers. And of course, as you saw there, the North American tournament is the first one. It's kind of the starter tournament. And once you get your robot, of course, you start with a Jaguar, and you can go here, and you change the color, you play with it, get it to where you kind of look like. There's 3 different, I guess, color you can choose for different parts of the robot. Of course, each robot style has got, different areas that are colored, primary, secondary, third. And of course I made something cool like that. Then you can jump right in the tournament and you can start your career. Of course, once you finish, each battle, you get money. Of course, you have to pay for your repairs if you don't perfect the round, which on the early on in your career, it's kind of you're gonna not perfect it at all. The Jaguar, of course, is the starter type of the career. Of course, once you start, you got the different either one of the 5 different arenas. Each arena, I think, except for one, has hazards in it. If you turn it on, it's an option in the gameplay settings on the main menu. Of course, I always turn it on because that makes life a lot more fun. Of course, there's the after you beat your opponent, you get to the guy who can either whine and complain about how badly you either lost or won, and he whines and complains and, oh, I'm going to spend here all night and blah, blah, blah. But once you get some money, you can upgrade like the arm power, leg power, speed, armor, all that fun stuff. And then you can just keep on going through the tournament. The first one, you don't get to see too many of the different robots, or HARs, which is an acronym for Human Assisted Robot, which is actually what these things are. This is the ending of the North American Open. The guy, you actually see the Pyros robot for the first time. He's kind of tough if you don't prepare for him. I would recommend spending a lot of time in the simulator or the sim section, which is where you can fight your opponent that you're going to face. It has no legs. The jets act as the legs. So that kind of makes things a little different. It's one of the odder looking, it's kind of sort of odd, but you gotta figure out the strategy how to get around it like that. I just used the hazards in the arena, and it hit me. Anyways, that happens. But yeah, and of course, in tournament mode, you just get one round. And of course, whenever you win, you get the you win, and it, tallies up, points based on, how much life you have left and that sort of thing. And then the announcer lady comes on and say, hey, we got some news for you, and this is what happened, and new champion, and yay, you're a hero. After that, you see this little cutscene type of deal at the end of each tournament. Is a little different, but yeah, that's that. And then once you get that, you get the status screen about what you want, and then you can start a brand new tournament. You can start over with the North American Open, or you can move into any of the others. Each one has an entry fee as well. Now here you can actually trade in your robot and select, or to buy, I should say, any of the others. I'm going to select another one of my favorites, the Shredder. Doesn't have much reach, but it can be really fast once you upgrade it enough. Of course, then you gotta spend the money to keep it upgraded, and the speed and such. And then you can jump into the simulator here. There it goes. And you can select your opponent, any of the opponents that you want, and in the current tournament that you're in. That way you can try your new robot out, you can learn its moves, see how it fares against various opponents and other different types of robots. Now this here, I'm going to showcase a little bit of some of the other robots. The one on the blue on the right is one of the more annoying. The Gargoyle, it actually kind of flies, and depending on who's piloting the robot, it can be very, very annoying. Very annoying. But as you can see, I'm actually doing pretty well on this one. Ha! And another one is the Katana. It's got blades for hands. Slices you up very much badly. Like that. And yeah, I got stunned. That's not good. Yeah. Fly across. Wham! Ha ha ha. The Electra is a different type of thing. It uses electric-based attacks. Like that, shocks you. It can throw a electrical ball at you, but I'm actually trashing it, so ha ha ha. There, stunned you. Take advantage of the stunning very much. So ow, and payback. The Flail is one of the weirder looking ones. It's also a lot shorter. I think it's actually the shortest one, and sometimes the pilots are. It's very annoying. Very good. The Kronos it phases in and out. It uses phase attacks. that little diamond thing you get shot out will freeze you, kind of like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. But I fortunately had avoided that. Now, the training courses augment you, the person, your pilot's abilities, power, agility, endurance. That way, it's not just strictly based on the upgrades of your robot. That if your abilities affect the fight as well. And that, my friends, is a quick look at One Must Fall 2097. It is a very fun game. I spent a lot of time in it. I was actually pretty proficient with all of the robots. I played it so much. And I recommend it if you're into this style of game. Of course, there's no blood because it's robots fighting robots, so it's like sparks and chunks of metal flying off. It's freeware, as I have mentioned before, so I recommend picking up and trying it out. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.